Today we're going to be eating meal cold weather from the U.S. military, menu number 6. This is the seafood chowder. As always, as I'm trying things, I'll have the calories listed up on the screen as I bite it. And then at the end, when I'm doing my summary, we will do a total. Need calories to survive. That's why a lot of people stock up things like this. So I like to let y'all know what's in them. But let's get into it. We have our seafood chowder from Mountain House. We have vegetable crackers, marble pound cake, excited about that, beverage powder tropical punch, soup noodles, ramen instant chicken flavor. I have never had a pouch like this with ramen in it. Anything but a drink, honestly, so excited about that too. Our trusty MRE spoon. And in our accessory kit, we have a little baby bottle of Tabasco, toilet paper, non-dairy creamer, moist towelette, Bill's Brew instant freeze-dried coffee, sugar, chewing gum, and some matches. And that's everything in the bag. So we're gonna have 2 things to heat up and reconstitute today. We got our regular meal and we got these ramen noodles. Luckily, I boiled a whole kettle of water, so I'm gonna get these going first and then we'll start trying the snacks. So it smells just like a normal ramen from Walmart or something. Like your Top Ramen or something, that's what it smells like. You add 8 ounces of water. It does have a nice little fill line. 8 ounces of hot water, stir it up, zip it up. I wouldn't shake this because you probably burn your fingers and stuff if the water's really hot like mine is. But it says it'll be ready after about 5 minutes. So let's get this one going first. Okay, so I just set that off the side to go ahead and reconstitute. We're about to do the same with this, but I did want to point out, if you're actually in the field heating these up out in cold weather, it's a good idea to wrap them in a blanket. Once they're reconstituting, wrap them in a blanket or wrap them in a towel, something to insulate them from the weather while they're reconstituting. That way they stay nice and hot. Y'all hear that thing sucking air? That was good and vacuum sealed. It smells seafoody. I read the ingredients. It says it has anchovies and shrimp in it. But you add 16 ounces of water to the mains usually. This one is no different, 16 ounces. And then these say to let them reconstitute for 10 minutes, although I've had several people tell me you should let them go a little bit longer and to make sure you stir them up really well or they may not reconstitute properly. So that is all stirred up and very hot. We will kind of roll that up. All right, so both of those are just off screen, reconstituting, rehydrating, doing their thing in the hot water. Now we're gonna try some of these snacks and other drinks. First up, we have these vegetable crackers, and let's see how well sealed these are and whether or not they're whole. You ready? Not bad. Oh, well, they were whole, but I think I just broke one. So anyway, this is what they're supposed to look like. The other one I broke up, but it's very similar to the regular cracker, just with some vegetable stuff in it. Going in. Has more flavor than the regular plain crackers. It tastes kind of like a cracker that was baked with vegetable stock or something in it. But that being said, I don't really care for them by themselves. I bet it will go pretty good in maybe the chicken noodles and definitely in that seafood chowder, I'm betting. So we'll save those for the mains. Now we're going to try some of the marble pound cake. Oh, it is nice and moist. And it is whole. And you got to be careful because they'll try to get you with embedding these do not eat packets in some of the bread items. It smells wonderful. It smells like if Little Debbie made a marble pound cake, and I don't think they do, but it's nice. It's got a good chocolatey scent to it. Nice baked good scent. They tend to be a little denser than your commercially available things because of They're trying to pack a lot of calories into as little space and volume as possible. Going in. That's one of my favorite things. I'm glad they put them in these cold weather ones too, because I love those in the regular MREs. But it's nice and moist, got a nice and soft sill, and honestly, it's not that much denser. In fact, it may be less dense than some pound cakes I've had, which is surprising for an MRE. But it was really good. I love that. I will be enjoying that. Couldn't help myself. I had to have another bite before I went on to anything. That pound cake is good, y'all. All right, so next up we have this beverage powder tropical punch. Now, if you were in the field, once again, these packets are made so you can just fill water up to the line, zip them up, shake them in the bag, and then drink it directly out of the bag. I'm gonna use this shaker cup so that y'all can see it. Smells very much like a Hawaiian punch mix. Ah, yes, Hawaiian punch dust in the air. I don't know if y'all can see that with the lights, but it's just wafting. All right, so there y'all can see all that red dye 40 that they're feeding our troops in these Hawaiian punches. But it looks good and it smells good, and I'm gonna drink it. I've had that a few times. I guess I must have mixed it weaker in the past because that was not as punchy as it typically is. Still got a good, strong, tastes like Hawaiian punch. I mean, very, very, very similar. But the pouch said to mix it with 12 ounces of water. I'd probably cut it back a little bit if you want it to have to be sweeter. On to Bill's Brew freeze-dried coffee. Yes, you can call me weird in the comments. I drink my coffee black and I drink it room temp. And I usually mix it stronger than they tell me to. All right, we got some nice strong Bill's Brew. I've always liked Bill's Brew more than most other freeze-dried coffees. I like to mix it stronger, so I use less water than they suggest. They say use 6 ounces. I usually use somewhere between 4 and 6, and that way it gets the strength I like. But as freeze-dried coffees go, it's a pretty good one. And they give you creamer, non-dairy creamer and sugar if you want to use it. I don't. It has been more than 5 minutes, and this feels like, it feels very hot, but it feels like it has reconstituted. So I brought a couple of bowls so we can dump these out and y'all can see what's in them. Oh. So it appears to have reconstituted beautifully with very little water to spare. There's not a lot of, no broth in here at all, really. It's just reconstituted noodles. So that's pretty cool. It's very hot. And also it is better than most of your packet ramens, more like a cup noodles because it's got some vegetables in it. There's some peas and some corn and some carrot. And it's a good size helping. These are big bowls. Yeah, these are big bowls. I got big hands and my hands won't go around them. But it's a good size helping. So anyway, let's give it a try. That's pretty good ramen. I mean, I would put it above some of the cheap stuff that you get at Walmart. It's not as good as Shin or anything, but it's a good hearty ramen. Nice warm meal if you're out in cold weather. I love that. That's great. I'm glad they put these in there. Now, on to the main event. Whew. All right. So I'm going to stir this up a little bit and let it sit in this bowl for a few more minutes while I eat some of this other stuff, because some of this stuff doesn't appear to be reconstituted yet. So we're just going to give it a good stir. I'm going to eat this pound cake to give that a couple more minutes. All right, so it smells very good, like a clam chowder. It's very creamy looking, and it reconstituted very well. I've let it have a few more minutes while I ate that pound cake, got the Tabasco ready and such. But it does have clams, clam juice, anchovies, and shrimp, I believe is what the packaging said. And yeah, let's give it a bite. It's very hot. Very hot. In fact, this bowl is hurting my fingers. Okay, one of the pieces of clam I had in my mouth was not quite reconstituted, so it had an odd texture. But the flavor of that chowder is amazing. Like that is better than, I think it's Progresso New England clam chowder that I've eaten before, would be the closest thing I could think of. But this has more depth of flavor in it. They've obviously taken more time with the seasonings. It's got a depth to the broth, the creamy broth and everything, so you get flavor in that too. Good salt level. Yeah. That is absolutely delicious. I would take this over a bowl of clam chowder from a can any day. And I've eaten quite a few of those. It used to be one of my go-tos. So I'm excited. So I'm going to clock wipe and eat all of this, and then we'll come back with the summary and total calories and all that in a few. See you in a second. Oh, wait, unclock wipe. I forgot to try it with the Tabasco on screen. So we're going to add the Tabasco. And we're going to add these crackers. Now, obviously, if you don't like spice or you don't want Tabasco, you don't have to add these things. If you want to eat the crackers with the ramen or some other form, you can. I love spicy things, and I'm going to eat it with the crackers too. So let's go. That's delicious. I have no other way to explain that. Crackers add a little bit of flavor, but a good texture from the crunch, make it heartier than it already is, which is already fairly hearty. The Tabasco gives it a nice little amount of spice. This is a lot of volume and a tiny amount of Tabasco. So it's not what I would consider spicy, although I like spice, so I like things really spicy. This is just a nice little vinegary spice that's added to the soup or chowder. So anyway, I'm going to eat this. Now we're going to clock wipe. This has never happened before in one of my rations. I could not finish the meal. And it's not because I didn't like it. I loved it. It's because I am so full. I just cannot eat anymore. This was the most filling individual meal ration I've ever had. I mean, that chowder, the crackers, the pound cake, the drinks, I couldn't finish the ramen. And it's not because I didn't want the ramen. It's because I literally I can't pack any more in, or some of them might come back up. I've got to just kudos to the military for these meals, because they are packing all kinds of stuff. Here's the total calories. I could easily turn this into 2 meals. I don't know what the total calories are because I haven't totaled up in my head, but that's what they are. But I can tell you, I haven't eaten all day and I can't finish this. That's how much food it is. And I'm a big guy and I can eat a lot usually. So that's impressive to me. Absolutely phenomenal menu. Chowder, crackers, Tabasco all went great together. Ramen was better than the ramens I buy for the kids at Walmart. Not as good as like a high quality ramen, but for a freeze-dried one, wow. And then the drinks were all good. And pound cake, I always love that pound cake. I mean, you can't go wrong with marble pound cake, in my opinion. So yeah, this menu's going up at the top. I think I'm gonna put it above the Chili Mac, just because it was more filling. And honestly, the Chili Mac flavor was probably just as good, just different. But I liked the seafood, and it was a new experience for me because I'd never had freeze-dried seafood. Now, I will say, the noodles reconstituted in about the 5 to 7 minutes, because that's how long I gave them, and they were fine. The chowder, it says give it 10 minutes. I would definitely give it longer, because I gave it more than 10 minutes, and then when I went to it, it still didn't look like it was reconstituted properly. So I restarted, ate the pound cake and everything, came back to it, and it was much better, but there were still a few pieces in it that probably could have been left in the hot water a little longer before I ate them because the texture was still a little odd. You know, that freeze-dried kind of chewy texture that things get when they haven't fully rehydrated. But flavor-wise, man, that was on point. I love this menu. But anyway, if y'all enjoyed this menu or found this information useful, entertaining, whatever, give me a little thumbs up and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you get notified the next time I upload one of these things. And I will see you all on the next one. Later. So for bonus content, I was trying to open everything with my bare hands, but I couldn't get one of them. So I wound up using this Benchmade bug out. I've used it before many times. It's one of my favorite everyday carry knives. It's also one of my fanciest everyday carry knives because it's much more expensive than most things I normally carry. But anyway, I hope to see y'all back on the next one. We got a bunch more of these meal cold weathers, got a bunch more first strikes, got a bunch more HDRs, got a bunch more of the low sodium things, and like I've even got some Survivor daily rations that I haven't been telling y'all about because I really, really don't want to crack up into those anytime soon. Also, thanks to all the folks on Discord who picked this meal for this week because I gave y'all some options about what to pick. And this was the choice, the seafood chowder. And good choice, all of you. Thank you. I am looking forward to more of these cold weather rations because like I had no idea they were actually going to be this good. If you stuck around to the end, you belong here. Definitely click that notification bell if you're already subscribed so you get notified. I try to respond to all comments that come in for the first couple of hours. I'm trying to actively respond, but I read all of them eventually and I respond to most of them no matter when you post. So go ahead and post some comments. At least at this stage, I'm reading all of them and I respond to most of them. And any of y'all who have commented before know that. But any of y'all new people, if you stuck around to the end, seriously, drop me a comment. I'd love to know if this was your first video. Let me know. And let me know what you think. And I will see you all on the next one. Later.